Hi, boys and girls. Today's story is going to be about, did you figure it out? It's actually called The Car Washing Street. And I decided that I have this story, but the easiest way for me to share it with you is to find one on YouTube. So let's use this one on YouTube. And I'll read it off of my book, but you can see all the pictures really well right here. The Car Washing Street by Dennis Lewis Patrick, pictures by John Ward. It's Saturday morning and the city is already sticky and hot, and on the street where Matthew lives, something interesting is about to happen. Matthew wakes up to a clink, clink, clink. Then he hears water splishing and splashing. When he runs to the window, he sees Mr. Henry Hamilton coming out of his house with a big bucket, a brush, and a bunch of old rags. "Daddy, Daddy," Matthew yells, "hurry, it's car washing time." Matthew's mama and daddy don't have a car, but Matthew loves watching his neighbors wash and rinse and polish theirs. They wash cars all year round, and Matthew is right there every week watching. Daddy pours glasses of ice cold orange juice as Matthew and Daddy step out the door. They can already hear Junior Boy's Taylor's big radio. Junior Boy bounces out of his apartment building. He's got his radio in one hand and a bright green hose and some big yellow sponges in the other. Matthew and his daddy sit on the steps in the sun. All along the street, people are washing their cars. Mr. Henry Hamilton already has his car soaped up. Junior Boy is still trying to find a good radio station, and across the street, Mrs. Kennedy is wiping her big pink Cadillac with a little pink towel. Mr. and Mrs. Rodriguez and the Rodriguez kids are throwing water on their station wagon. The block is filled with music and water and happy sounds. Eddie Rodriguez spins a shiny hubcap onto the sidewalk. Mr. Henry shakes the dust out of his big fuzzy dice. But as the sun gets hotter and hotter, the people get quieter and quieter. "Maybe we should go get out of this heat," Daddy says to Matthew. "No, Daddy, can't we stay a little bit longer?" Just then, Junior Boy's hose wiggles right out of his hand. It flips and flops on the street, and suddenly Mr. Henry Hamilton's fishing hat is dripping with water. "Hey," Mr. Henry shouts. "Mr. H, I didn't mean it," says Junior Boy. Mr. Henry snatches up the bucket, and with one swing of his arm, he splashes water back out toward Junior Boy. Junior Boy ducks. The water flies clear across the street onto Eddie Rodriguez. "Ooh, sorry," yells Mr. Henry Hamilton, but it's too late. Eddie pulls his hand over the fire hydrant and shoots a waterfall way up into the air. "Whoo!" Matthew squeals as the cold water rolls down his face. "Water fight!" Junior Boy laughs, stashing his radio under the front seat of his car. "Daddy, quick, let's get our hose," Matthew shouts. Daddy jumps into the courtyard and pulls out their hose from their cellar door. Quick as a snap, everyone joins in the fun. Matthews moonwalks under the waterfall. Eddie and Nilda and Georgia Rodriguez start a slippery conga line. Even Mrs. Kennedy hikes up her skirt and prances like a ballet dancer. In a little while, everyone is soggy and soaked and cool. People begin to laugh and talk all at once. Junior Boy turns his radio back on. Look, Matthew points down the street. Miss Emma is coming, pushing her cart with its big rumpled umbrella. I see, she sings. I've got coconut, grape, and strawberry ices. She stops right in front of Matthew's house. The neighbors gather around and crunch into their ices and then dry their faces and their arms. Matthew and his mama and daddy sit on the steps. Rodriguez come over and sit down too. You know, begins Mr. Henry Hamilton, every time we set out to wash these cars, something wild happens, Junior Boy finishes. Matthew laughs and says, that's why I like living on Car Washing Street. All right. Sometimes jobs like doing a car wash or helping our moms and dads in other ways out in the yard or in our house can turn out to be really fun jobs, can't they? And sometimes it's really cool, the individual and unique things that happen in our own neighborhood. Tell me either something about a job that you love to do that is so fun, or tell me about your neighborhood. Tell me something unique. Remember, that's something different or special about your neighborhood and why you love living where you live. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.